Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to be talking about the Smashbox Contour Sticks, and I'm going to give you guys a little demo how to use them. When you buy them, you get 3 sticks. You get a contour stick, a bronze stick, and a highlight stick. And they are a creamy product. So when you open them, well, this one I've used quite a bit, but when you open them, it is just like a thick pencil type thing. And it's just a very creamy product. They blend so nice. They're just such a great consistency, and the coloring is also really great. You have the contour stick, which is more of a darker grayer brown, and then you have the bronzer stick, which is that warmer bronzy shade. So when you pair these two together, it is just, oh, it's amazing. And then the highlight one is really great because it's a nice matte creamy highlight that really just gives you that brightness on the inner planes of your face without any sort of shimmer or anything like that. So these are really, really great. I would highly recommend them. They are definitely my favorite cream highlighting and contouring products. So if you would like to see how I use them, then keep watching. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to take the stick that says contour on it, and I'm going to start with this one. So my rule of thumb for contouring, you always want to start at the top of your ear and go down, almost to the corner of your lip, but you don't actually want to draw the line all that way or you're going to look really crazy. So you just want to kind of start at the top of your ear. And we're just going to go about that far for now with the contour stick. Then I'm going to take the one that says bronze. This one is a little bit warmer. And I'm going to go a little bit up top and just a little bit below. You don't want to go too far outside of this contour shade because you don't want this area to look super, super thick. The reason I didn't pull it down too far is because when we blend it, it's going to blend all that out. So you can do 2 things. You can either use a beauty blender, or if you're going to use a brush, make sure that it is a synthetic brush. Alright, so make sure if you are using a beauty blender or one like it, make sure that you are using it wet. That's what they're designed to do. It'll just make it work so much better. So I'm going to take my beauty blender and I am just going to press into this. And it's going to look a little bit crazy at first. You see how that bronze shade really does just warm it up though, which is why you definitely want it, but you don't want too much of it. Alright. Alright, and after you've blended it out, you may see that you need to go back in with just a little bit more. I'm going to go in with a little more contour because I don't want it super, super warm. So staying at that line of ear level, I'm just going to go in and do just a little bit more. And blend it out just a little bit more. You'll notice I'm just pressing. I'm really just pressing it in. I'm not dragging it because you don't want to drag it down your face and mess up your placement. So if you just press it in, I find that's what works best. Okay, so now you've got a bit of a line. Don't worry if you got a little blended up a little much. We're going to use the highlighter, work all that out. Alright, so now you're going to do the same thing on the other side. A little bit more. And we're going to put some of that highlight shade in there. Okay, so we're going to leave our cheeks for now. You definitely can tell you've got some color there. What we're going to do at the top of the head, if you have a really big forehead or you feel like you have a really big forehead, this is where you're going to want to use a lot of that color. If you have a big forehead, you're going to want to bring the color down further. Basically what contouring is doing, this is shrinking that area up, making it appear shorter than it is. So I'm going to take my contour stick and I'm just going to draw some lines down right about here. You want it to go the furthest down in this area, and then you don't want to forget to connect along the top as well, but you're not going to want to pull it as far down. Alright, so it looks absolutely crazy right now, but we're going to blend it all out. It's not going to stay like this. So that's the thing with contouring, especially with cream contouring, you're going to look a little crazy at first, but it's okay because we fix it, don't worry. So then you're going to go back in with your bronze, and all of this was just my contour stick. The bronze stick, I'm just going to place every so often in here. You don't want too much. You don't want to look orangey, but you do want to add a little bit of warmth. So just kind of go in where you see that you could use a little bit of warmth and just add a bit of it in there. Alright. I'm also going to go ahead and take my contour stick and I'm going to put some right underneath my jawline. Just a line will work. Alright, so my camera decided to quit on me as I was blending out the contour shade down here, but basically what I did, I blended that out and I went ahead and took my highlight stick. Where did it go? Here it is. I took my highlight stick and this is what's really going to bring the whole look together. So you may have noticed with the contour, my face definitely had some warmth, but it wasn't, the look wasn't pulled together. Well, now we're going to pull it together with the highlight stick. So I went ahead and applied some right under my eyes. If you'll notice, I didn't do directly under my eye. I didn't do that delicate under eye area, just in a somewhat triangular shape on the edges of my nose and pulled it up. Really just this whole area right here. And you do want to pull it up to about right here. Really with highlighting and contouring, what you're doing is you are accentuating the inner planes of your face. So you want them to be nice and light and bright, and that's where the attention is drawn. That's what we're using the highlight stick for. For contouring, those are the areas that you're kind of drawing the eye away from, or that you are putting a shadow in almost. So the inner planes of our face we are going to lighten up so that they take the attention. So I did that. I put just a little line down the edge of my nose. You could also contour your nose if you wanted to. I just generally skip it. It's very tedious. You want to make sure that you're really blending that contour shade out so that you're not looking like a skunk. And it's just, you can do it, but I certainly don't do it for every day. But I do like to put a little line of highlight down the middle. It just kind of adds a little bit of light there, and that is a good thing. Then I'm just drawing, or I just drew, some lines up the center of my forehead up here, almost like you're drawing a little plant or something. You just want the lines to go out and up and kind of take up this center area here. And then you can also take just a little bit and put it underneath where we did our contour shade. So you definitely don't want a lot, but just a little bit down here, keeping this area very nice and light. You can also put just a little bit above your lip, and you can actually take your contour shade if you want to and put just a little bit underneath your lip. It kind of gives it that pouty look. Just the tiniest bit. Okay. So now we're going to blend all this out. I'm first going to go ahead and blend out down here very, very lightly. You'll see, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it gives it just that little bit of a shadow. Then, with your Beauty Blender, you do not want to use the same side that you used for contour, so you want to flip it over. And the smaller side is going to be great anyways to get up under your eyes. So So you're just going to do the same thing, patting that in. And I did not do any under eye makeup yet. You want to save that until after you are done with all of this, because you don't want that highlight shade getting up in your liner if you do liner underneath your eyes. So I went ahead and skipped that step. I will do that after all of this is nice and blended. So just pressing it in. It's almost like you're beating your face. Gently, of course, but you're really just pressing it in with the Beauty Blender. Make sure that that highlight shade comes up enough and that it is meeting with the very edges of your contour but not going into it. Alright, so when you're finished, just kind of take a look at it, see if you need to add more, see if you need to touch up your contour at all. I do need a little bit, touch it up just a little bit right. Alright, so now that I'm happy with how my contour and my highlight look, I'm going to go ahead and set it with a little bit of powder. Now one thing that is important, before you do this look, you don't want any powder on your face. So I just started with foundation, I did my concealer, that was all that was on my skin at the time, because you don't want any powder before you put a cream product on. That is just, you never want to do that. So I'm going to take a little bit of a powder bronzer. I'm going to use my Nars Laguna. You can see it is a long favorite. I don't know how many of these I've been through, but I am running out yet again. And I'm going to take this on a Sigma F20, and I'm just going to dust a little bit of this over where I did my contour on the sides of my face. Really, it's not that you need the extra color, it's just that you're setting those cream products. Anytime you use a cream product, you want to set it with a powder. It just helps it last longer and stay in place. I'm going to take a little bit of that along the top of my face and along the bottom. Just getting a little bit of it anywhere that we added some cream contour. Alright, and then just to accentuate a little bit, I'm going to take a little bit more of my Laguna on a Sigma S05 brush and just kind of concentrate it where that line is. And just to make sure that line is still brought out. Alright, and then to kind of finish up the look, I'm going to take a little bit more Laguna and dust it down my neck. You don't want your face to look nice and warm and your neck to look stark white, at least if you are me. That is a daily problem. And then this is just another step that I like to do. I'm going to take my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. This one is in Dim Light. And I'm going to take just a big fluffy face brush. I'm using my Real Techniques powder brush. And I'm just going to dust this just a little bit all over my face, focusing mostly on the inner planes. This is one of those powders that it doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot, but days when I skip it, I really do notice. Love this stuff. Alright, now I'm going to take just a little bit of my Faced Candlelight highlighting powder. This stuff is so subtle that it's not even going to show up on camera, but in person it just gives you this very, very slight highlight on the cheekbones. I like to apply that to the tops of my cheekbones and sometimes sweep it up kind of around the curve of your brow just a little bit. Alright, so now I am good. I'm going to go finish up the look with some blush and go ahead and do my under eye eyeliner, and I'm going to go finish up the look and I will be back. Alright guys, so here's the finished look. I just used a little bit of my Nars Orgasm blush and went ahead and did my liner under my eyes. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. Any suggestions of other reviews, tutorials, anything else you guys might want to see. And thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.